Hey, so I'm back with Pluto and partner second house synastry. And wow, is all I have to say. I feel like with this particular aspect, there's a lot of learning, changing, transforming, and everything in between that can go on here. You know, this can definitely be considered a power couple when you take a look at and understand the type of physical material things that are located in the second house. There's you find money there because you find assets there, you find real estate there, you find um things that we want, we value. Think about it, a lot of times, stuff that we value is not always easily obtainable. And same thing with the Pluto. And in the second house industry, the Pluto person could want to obtain the house person. Now, I can say it like this too, because I really do feel in this particular situation, the house person can want to obtain the Pluto person. Now, especially if you take a situation, because see, Pluto can knock this house around pretty bad, with the changes that happened here, because it depends. You can take someone that, the second house person that has a well aspected chart, does really good with their self-value, the way they see themselves, money that they may have or that they may get by doing the job or the work that they want to do. They got real estate, they got property. They know who they are. They know what they want. Pluto can come in and completely obliterate. Y'all know I be stumbling with some words. Completely change. Excuse me, I'm sad here, okay? Can completely change this around for the house person. Where they get together and they run through money. They devalue property. They there's control issues playing out. They spend money on the Pluto person. They're taking frivolous risks, which turns the second house person's situation prior to the Pluto person landing here completely upside down in a very harsh way. Or flip side, Pluto can bring increased business, increased finance, increased value to the house person or in the house person's life. Therefore forming a power couple, like I've previously mentioned. So yes, this could be a power couple, but they can be a power couple for partners in good or what adds value to their life, or partners in crime for the wrong reasons. To where they're sticking by each other, they're sticking in it. Because here we find Pluto, a fixated planet into a second house, fixed house. So you got to be careful here. Because once Pluto touches this house and it triggers it, it's hard to get out of. You think about contracts with Pluto and creating things beyond that or behind that, to where now you're tied together because both of your name is on the property, or it's both of your business, it's both of your child. And it's hard to get away from or out of this interaction with each other. And it gets to the point to where one person can hold the other person hostage literally through what they've accumulated with each other. And it can be volatile. They could literally, what makes them so powerful together can also make them enemies, because they tend to be all in. Pluto jumps into this house, they're all in with everything. And I think that the sexual component and aspect to their relationship blinds them to the reality, okay? The reality of what can happen. It's not that they're not looking, it's not that they're lacking in a reality department, like they're seeing things delusional. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying more of maybe they don't care, like it doesn't really cross their mind. It's not as important, right? Because it's just kind of like, hey, we're in this and this is what we're doing. We're in the here and the now. But tables can turn and it can be each other's worst enemy, to where they break up or something and the Pluto person is owning or claiming things associated to the house person that maybe they did not accumulate until they got with the house person. Maybe they benefited off of the house person's earnings or property or something like that. And then now they want to take it, or they want to stake a claim in this. And the house person is like, how? When you know that this was things that I earned. This was things that I worked for. The Pluto person will have no mercy. And the Pluto person can be very manipulative with the house person. They can withhold things. Like they can be like, okay, well, you're not really giving me what I want. Therefore, I'm going to withhold sex, or I'm going to withhold emotions. It's a power play that happens here with each other. Okay? Power play with property and material goods and physical needs. These two can definitely be codependent or needy for each other. I'm not necessarily saying it's a bad thing to need somebody else. I'm not. But I feel like that's even more of why it's hard for them to get away from each other. It's a lot of passion here, though. A lot of physical contact, physical intimacy here, but they know each other's secrets. That's hard for them to makes it even that much harder for them to get away, because if they did anything illegal, or they did anything, even if it isn't illegal, like let's say they have a business practice that maybe, let's say the business is ran off of like a family member's recipe or something like that, and then one of them knows this information, and then they break up or something, and they can take that information and say, hey, I'm about to go build this thing on my own, or I'm going to sell it to somebody else. They know each other's secrets. They know each other's wants and needs. And because of this, it's kind of like, okay, well, let's hold on to each other, because I wouldn't want them sabotaging me. And this is vice versa. But in this situation, the house person can try to keep the Pluto person calm, at ease, with giving the Pluto person what they need. And this is the thing, or what they want. But this is the thing. Sometimes the Pluto person doesn't always need what the second house is giving them. if it goes against their better judgment, if it goes against what it is that they're supposed to be doing, or what they, you know, if the situation is abusive or it's not working out, then the Pluto person may need to leave, but they allow themselves to keep being drawn in and manipulated by the house person and what the house person has. Now, like I said, the good thing about this synastry is that you can, yes, there's challenges because there's a lot of psychological stuff playing out. You know, here the Pluto person can trigger they can trigger the house person's insecurities, especially on a sexual, intimate level. The house person can spark Pluto's greediness, and then there could be altogether an overindulgence that is not good for either person. But they can also trigger each other in a very positive way, to where the Pluto person can push the house person or change the house person in some type of way to want to, you know, value themselves more. And the Pluto person, depending on how they do this, it just depends on the individual, can have the house person build who they are, like security within themselves, security and stability for themselves, getting in property, getting in business. It's a good placement for business relationships to make lots of money. I just say, you know, Pluto acts as one big contract, but maybe you guys should think about either getting a prenup. If you don't get a prenup, have some type of separate business affairs or whatever. You don't have to mix everything together, or just have it to where something in writing to where you can say, okay, well, this over here, you don't say claim to. This over here, you can't open your mouth and tell. You can't try to sabotage me with this, you know, because there's a lot of that energy there as well. All right. But all in all, you guys could be the power couple or the partners in crime. Okay, so this has been Pluto second house synastry. Please like the video and subscribe to my channel, because I definitely will be returning with more synastry videos.